Arsenal's announcement that they have moved to secure William Saliba on a new long-term deal didn't just make headlines, it slammed a literal gate on one of Real Madrid's most coveted defensive dreams and set off a scramble that could rewrite the comings and goings of Europe's elite next summer. No. For months, Real's sporting directors and Xabi Alonso's staff had quietly mapped out how a player like Saliba would fit next to Huijsen. Ball-playing strength, aerial dominance, and a blend of experience and youth that would allow Madrid to plan a decade ahead. That plan, built on the idea that Arsenal might slip or that Saliba could be tempted, collapsed the moment the Frenchman committed his future to the Emirates, forcing Florentino Perez and his recruitment team to shift gears immediately. The fallout is simple. When your first choice signs on the dotted line, you don't wait, you pivot. And Madrid's pivot has a very obvious new name attached to it, a player whose contract situation at Liverpool has suddenly made him the kind of target Madrid prefers: expensive, elite, and available if talks break down. Konaté is exactly that profile, a powerful, fast, left-footed centre-back who ticks the boxes Real think will be essential in the post-Alaba, post-Rudiger era, and with Liverpool's renewal conversations reportedly stuck in neutral, Madrid have begun to probe the space. This isn't speculative fan chatter. Clubs of Real scale operate with contingencies. When one door closes, they already have a list of plausible alternatives, and Konaté sits high on it because of his age, Premier League experience, and playing style that would slot into Xabi Alonso's preferred defensive patterns. The bigger picture is what makes this more than a transfer headline. Real Madrid aren't just acquiring players, they're shaping a defensive identity around a young core. Huijsen has earned real minutes and admirers at Konaté, but the club's leadership wants a partner who brings experience and pace, someone who can absorb pressure in big European nights and who can play the ball cleanly out from the back. Konaté promises that mixing away Arsenal's renewed commitment to Saliba means Madrid cannot count on anymore. That dynamic ripples beyond just two clubs. Arsenal's decision to lock Saliba tight is a statement of intent, a declaration that they plan to build at the top of the table. And it deprives Real Madrid not only of a player, but of a bargaining chip that would have altered market leverage across several negotiations. For Liverpool, the Konaté standoff is uncomfortable. Losing a high-value player on a free would represent a transfer blow and a wake-up call to their recruitment team. For Madrid, it's an opportunity to act decisively, and history shows they are willing to step in when a rival hesitates. Of course, transfers are rarely neat. Contract talks can revive, agents can flip priorities, and players can surprise. But right now the narrative is clear. Saliba's renewal for Arsenal reshuffles the chessboard, Konaté's contract uncertainty makes him a plausible plan B, and Huijsen's role at Real will be defined in relation to whichever defender arrives next. That means Huijsen could either be the heir apparent who grows alongside a seasoned partner, or the youngster asked to shoulder responsibility sooner if the club chooses a different profile. Either outcome carries weight for how Xabi Alonso lines up his backline and for Madrid's strategic posture in La Liga and the Champions League. Expect this to intensify as the season unfolds. Scouts will be watching training ground performances, directors will measure wage demands against release possibilities, and fans will debate which centre-back best completes the puzzle. The transfer window may be months away, but in elite football the real moves start the moment one club makes a decisive contract offer, as Arsenal's move has, and the rest of Europe adjusts. This story isn't just about names on paper, it's about momentum, leverage, and the subtle power shifts between clubs that chase trophies as much as they chase marquee signs. Over the coming weeks, we'll see whether Konaté really becomes Madrid's answer, whether Liverpool can steady the ship, and whether Huijsen's future is cemented beside a superstar recruit or thrust into the spotlight as a cornerstone. For now, Arsenal have closed a chapter on one potential blockbuster, and Real Madrid have opened another, one that promises drama, hard choices, and a transfer summer that could decide more than a single position at the back.